The Binding of Fenrir. Loki was many things, but he was also a father. With the giantess Angrboda, he had a monstrous black-haired wolf named Fenrir. The gods knew the offspring of the giantess and a deceitful trickster Loki was bound to bring calamity down onto the cosmos. So they kept the wolf pup in Asgard, where they could keep an eye on him. Only Tyr, the god of war, had the courage to get close enough to feed him. Fenrir grew very quickly. His fur became thick and spiked, while his claws and teeth were like curved, bladed scimitars. His yellow eyes glowed like twin moons in the dark, and even Thor, the largest of the gods, looked small in Fenrir's shadow. The Aesir's fear of Fenrir also grew quickly, so they hatched a plan to bind him up forever. First, they forged two huge chains from the strongest metal in the land. Then they challenged Fenrir to test his strength by breaking out of them.
Very well.
Fenrir said.
I'm strong enough to snap any fetter you make.
So Fenrir allowed himself to be secured with the first chain, called lading, and broke it with a single kick.
I told you.
The great wolf snarled. And so the gods turned to the second chain, Dromi, which was twice as strong. Odin himself wrapped the heavy iron around Fenrir's legs, confident that it was impossible for any beast to escape. The beast strained and bared his teeth. He thrashed and flailed, muscles nearly bursting through his skin. Finally, the chain shattered into 1,000 pieces. The gods looked on in shock as Fenrir flew out of them. He loped away, and the gods stared in awe. That was the strongest chain we've ever made, Odin said. But we must bind the wolf before he brings disaster down on us. The dwarves are the best smiths in the 9 worlds, Freya offered. Only they can create a bond strong enough to hold Fenrir. So the request was sent to the mines of Nidavellir, the home of the dwarves, deep down underground. For days the dwarves labored to complete a chain not of metal, but of the sound of a cat's footstep, the beard of a woman, the root of a mountain, and the breath of a fish. Things that do not exist, and so go against which no one, not even Fenrir, could struggle. It was called Gleipnir. It doesn't even look like a chain, Odin said, examining it with his keen eye. It looks like a length of ribbon. But is it strong? Freya asked. Let's see, Odin said, and he called out to the wolf. Oh, Fenrir, would you like to test your strength again? Fenrir sniffed the ribbon suspiciously.
It's like no chain I've seen before,
he growled.
I sense trickery.
No trickery, Odin said. You have my word.
Not good enough. As a jester of good faith, I want one of you to put their hand in my mouth when I try to escape.
The gods hemmed and hawed until the brave Tyr stepped forward. As Odin secured the ribbon, Tyr put his hand in Fenrir's jaw. Once again, the wolf strained every sinew, but no matter how hard he had struggled, he could not break free. Yellow eyes blazing, he clamped his teeth around Tyr's wrist and bit his hand clean off. The triumphant gods tied Fenrir to a boulder and placed a sword in his mouth to hold it open. The wolf howled as foamy river of drool flowed from his throat, and miserably trapped he'll remain until he can seek his vengeance at Ragnarock.